Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Today I am going to speak about Narottama Dasa Thakura. Narottama Dasa Thakura appeared almost the same time or same year as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left these manifested pastimes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from these manifested pastimes in year 1534. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already predicted the appearance of Sri Narottama Dasa Thakura. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli to deliver Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his intimate associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, Vakreshwara Pandit, they were doing Sankirtan and going towards Padma River. And as soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Padma River, he started running towards Padma River, calling out loudly, Narottam, Narottam. So the associates, they were struck with wonder, who is this Narottam? Why is he calling Narottam? When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet touched the waters of Padma River, the water started overflowing. And from the river, the personality Padmavati appeared with folded hands, requested what service she will do for her master. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I'm going to give a treasure of divine love. You keep it with you. And when Narottama Das comes, you give this treasure of divine love to Narottama Das. Goddess Padmavati asked, how am I going to recognize who Narottama Das is? Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when Narottama Das touches the waters of Padma, the water is going to rise, overflow, just like now. And you will feel the bliss of associating with the Narottama Das. And Padmavati folded hands, paid obeisances, and disappeared into her watery form. So all the assembled Vaishnavas who were with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that Narottama Das going to be a great Vaishnava who is going to appear soon. And in the place of Kethuri, there was a king called Raja Krishnananda Datta, and his wife's name was Narayani Devi. They had a son. An astrologer came soon after birth and saw the child and said, this child going to be a very famous person. And he named the child as Narottam. Nara means the humans, Uttama means the greatest. So he's going to be a greatest personality. When Narottam was growing up as a young boy, he was studying and he was excelled in studies. He was a very intelligent boy. At that time, in Kheturi, there was a Vaishnava. His name was Sri Krishna Das. He used to visit the place of Raja Krishnananda Datta. And this Sri Krishna Das used to teach or talk to Narottama Das, and every day he used to describe about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates' pastimes, the Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela. And Narottam used to hear attentively and developed a great attachment to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. One night, Narottam had a dream. In that dream, Nityananda Prabhu came and he told Narottam, tomorrow when sun rises, you go to Padma River and take bath. There you will receive divine love, Gaura Prema. As directed by Nityananda Prabhu, Narottam went to Padma River, and when he entered the water started overflowing, and there was a great transformation in Narottam. And with his transcendental vision, he could see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and embraced Narottam. And soon after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. From that point onwards, Narottam was a completely changed person. He had no interest in the worldly affairs. He was always absorbed in the thoughts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and associates, and Shri Radha and Krishna. So his father, Krishnananda Datta, and wife, Narayani Devi, they were worried about their son's behavior. They were suspecting that he will run away from the home. So Krishnananda Datta employed some servants to watch over Narottam. They were guarding him day and night. In this way, Narottam became a prisoner at his own home. He was desperately wanted to escape. One day, his father, Raja Krishnananda Datta, went to a neighboring town for a business. And seizing this opportunity, Narottam somehow tricked his mother and the servants and escaped. And instead of going towards Navadvip, which was nearby, he went in the direction of Vrindavan through the forest road. He walked for several days. Raja Krishnananda Datta, he sent many of his servants to look for Narottam, but they were not successful. In this way, Narottama Das walked through many villages, towns, and he came to Mathura. Mathura is very far from Keturi. Keturi is in Bangladesh at present moment, border to West Bengal, and Vrindavan is close to Delhi. So it took a long time to come and finally reached Mathura, and there he took bath in Yamuna River at Vishram Ghat. There he met with one Brahmana. He told Narottam that Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, they already disappeared from this manifested pastimes. When Narottam heard this, he overcome with the lamentation and collapsed. And that Brahmana consoled Narottam. Narottam has come from all the way from Keturi to associate with Rupa and Sanatan. When he heard they were no longer present in this manifested world, so he was overcome with the emotions. Somehow he gathered some strength. He went to Vrindavan and he visited Radha Govindji temple of Rupa Goswami. By seeing the Radha Govindji, he overcome ecstatic symptoms manifested in his body. The news of arrival of Narottama Das spread throughout Vrindavan, and Jiva Goswami immediately came along with the Srinivasa Acharya to Radha Govindji temple. Srinivasa Acharya, who had come to Vrindavan a year earlier, he was a student of Jiva Goswami. When Jiva Goswami saw Narottam, he embraced him, and thus there was a happy meeting between Jiva Goswami, Srinivasa Acharya, and Narottama Das. Then Jiva Goswami took Narottama Das Thakur, or Narottam Das, to Loknath Goswami. And Loknath Goswami had a dream in the previous night that Narottam is going to come. So he was expecting Narottam. And Narottam paid obeisances at the feet of Loknath Goswami. And he was very much attracted to the austerity and the humility of Loknath Goswami. Then Jiva Goswami took him different temples in Vrindavana, Radha Madan Mohan, and he took him to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Gopala Bhatta Goswami took him to Radha Raman temple. In this way, he visited all the temples of Vrindavan. Then Srinivasa Acharya took him to Radha Kund and Shyama Kund. There he introduced Narottama Das to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami at that time was in a miserable condition by the separation of Sri Rupa and Raghunath, or Sri Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. When he heard the name of Narottam, he opened his eyes and blessed him. Now, Narottam started serving Loknath Goswami. He was doing all menial service for Loknath Goswami. And at one particular day, he asked Loknath, he requested Loknath Goswami to accept him as his disciple. Loknath Goswami previously had made up his mind that he will not accept any disciples out of humility. But Narottam was a great Vaishnava, so he told him that he chant for the holy name for one year, then I'll consider. Chanting is not something new for Narottam. He continued chanting, was doing menial service to Loknath Goswami and regularly hearing his lectures. 1 year passed, but Loknath Goswami was not initiating Narottama Das. In the meantime, an incident happened. Loknath Goswami used to cross Yamuna River for evacuation. Every night, Narottam will go that place and keep it clean for next day. So Loknath Goswami is observing who is keeping this place neat and clean. He wanted to find out. He hid one night behind the bush and discovered that Narottam was cleaning the place. He was very pleased with his humility. But still, he was not giving initiation to Narottama Das. In one night, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the dream of Loknath Goswami and chastised him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, do not exhibit false humility. Initiate Narottam immediately. So soon after that, Loknath Goswami initiated Narottama Das. And he gave him the mantra. And also Loknath Goswami informed the eternal identity of Narottama Das, that he is a Manjari, Vilas Manjari. Usually a spiritual master will not disclose the eternal identity of the disciple. But Narottama Das was not an ordinary disciple. Soon after that, Loknath Goswami instructed Narottama Das to go to Jiva Goswami and study under him and serve him. Obeying his order, Narottam went to Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami was very happy to receive Narottama Das. Srinivasa Acharya already studying under Jiva Goswami. And soon after that, Shyamananda Pandit also joined. In this way, Srinivasa Acharya, Narottama Das, and Shyamananda Pandit, they became very intimate friends and great students of Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami gave the title to Narottam as Thakur Mahashaya. He gave a title of Acharya to Srinivas, and Pandit, Shyamananda Pandit. His previous name was Dukhi Krishna Das, and he named him as Shyamananda Pandit. In this way, these three students were studying, and one day Sri Jiva Goswami decided to send all the literatures, the Goswami literatures, all other literatures to Bengal. He chose Srinivasa Acharya as the lead for this, for spreading these Goswami literatures. And he asked Narottama Das and Shyamananda Pandit to assist Srinivasa Acharya. So he made arrangement of bullock carts, 11 guards. All the books were kept in boxes. Nice arrangements he made. And he asked them to take it to Bengal. And Sri Jiva Goswami accompanied these students all the way to Mathura. He was sad in his heart. Externally, he was not exhibiting any sadness, but in his heart, Jiva Goswami was very much sad to see these students go away. So Srinivasa Acharya, all these Narottama Das and Shyamananda Pandit, they took this book. They were going all the way to Bengal. And at one place called Vana Vishnupura, they stopped to take rest. Usually these guards and these three Vaishnavas, they are very careful not to, careful. They will be always guarding day and night all these books. These were very precious. But on that particular night, all of them slept. And in the night, some dacoits took away all the books. There was a king in one of Vishnupura. His name was Veera Hamveer. He found out that there's some bullock carts with precious items. We sent dacoits to steal all this. So when the morning came, they saw these carts were empty. They were overcome with lamentation. They were crying and rolling on ground. Nobody could pacify these three Vaishnavas. In this way, long time passed. Finally, Srinivasa Acharya got some courage and said, I'll take the responsibility of recovering all these books. And he requested Narottam and Shyamananda Pandit to proceed to Bengal. Srinivasa Acharya was elder to Narottam and Shyamananda Pandit, so they had obeyed his order and they left with a heavy heart. And first, Shyamananda Pandit and Narottama Dasa Thakura came to Keturi. Keturi is the birthplace of Narottama Dasa Thakura. There, Shyamananda Pandit stayed for a few more days with his good friend Narottam, and then finally left to Orissa. First, he went to his spiritual master Hridaya Chaitanya in Bengal, and then he went to Orissa, to his place Narasimhapur. So when Narottama Das came to Keturi from Vrindavana, his cousin Santosh Datta welcomed him with a grand welcome. Santosh Datta's father, Purushottama Datta, and Narottama Das Thakur's father, Raja Krishnananda Datta, they were brothers. So Santosh Das Datta was his cousin. Raja Krishnananda Datta made Santosh Datta as his successor because Narottama Das Thakur left home to went to Vrindavana. So his father named his nephew Santosh Datta as his successor. When Narottama Das Thakur came to Keturi, his father and Krishnananda Datta and Purushottam Datta already left this world, and Santosh Datta was the king. Santosh Datta was a very kind-hearted person. He had a great respect for Narottama Das. He used to send messages to Narottama Das when he was in Vrindavan. When he came back to Keturi, Santosh Datta took initiation from Narottama Das. In this way, he became a servant of Narottama Das. In the meantime, Narottama Das had a great desire to see the places of pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip and meet with whoever remaining associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, almost all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates have left this world. Only few of them were living. Shuklambar Brahmachari, then Gadadhar Das, and Damodar Pandit, they were living. So Narottama Das Thakur came to Navadvip and met with the Shuklambar Brahmachari and the other two other way associates. So Shuklambar Brahmachari was in a very miserable condition after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left his manifested pastimes. He had no desire to live. But when Narottam came, he was very happy. And he told Narottam that I've been living just to meet with you. Shuklambar Brahmachari already knew about Narottam Das by that pastime at Ramkeli. He knew who Narottam was. Then Narottam Das went to the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There met with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant Ishan Thakur. And then he went to the place of Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur already left, but his two younger brothers, Sripati and Srinidhi, were still living in Navadvip. He met with them. They were happy to meet him. Then Narottam went to Shantipur, Advaita Acharya's place. Advaita Acharya's son, Achyutananda, was present, and he was very glad to meet Narottam and blessed him. And finally, he went to Khardaha, where he met with Jana Mata and Veerabhadra and took their blessings. Then Narottam had a desire to go to Jagannath Puri and see the places of pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and visit Jagannath temple, have darshan of Lord Jagannath. So he went to Orissa, to Jagannath Puri. At that time, most of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already left. Only Gopinath Acharya, Kashi Mishra, and Sikhi Mahiti, they were still living. So Narottama Das Thakur met with Gopinath Acharya and discussed with him about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to know more. about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gopinath Acharya then he took Narottama Dasa Thakura to the other associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then took him to the Jagannath temple, where Narottama Dasa Thakura had the darshan of Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, and Subhadra. He stayed there for some time in Jagannath Puri and then he wanted to go back to Kethuri. So on the way in Orissa, he went to the place where Shyamananda Pandit was living in Narasimhapur. And Shyamananda Pandits were very much extremely happy to see Narottama Das. And Narottam stayed there for a few days. And then he went to Bengal. He went to the place called Srikhanda, where Narahari Sarkar was still living. Narahari Sarkar was the associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and took the blessings from Narahari Sarkar and Raghunandan Das Thakur, and finally came to Kheturi, his birthplace. At that time, there was a letter waiting for him, a message from Loknath Goswami. Loknath Goswami has said in that letter that you must start deity worship, temple worship, just like the Goswamis did in Vrindavan, and spread this Sankirtana movement throughout Bengal. So Narottama Das Thakur was thinking, and he wanted to establish the deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnu Priya, and also 5 Radha Krishna deities, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind, Radha Vinod, Radha Raman, like that, 5 Radha Krishna deities he wanted to establish and start deity service. For this regard, he went and talked to Srinivasa Acharya. Srinivasa Acharya and Narottama Das Thakur, they worked together along with the Ramachandra Kaviraj. Ramachandra Kaviraj was the disciple of Srinivasa Acharya. In this way, these three, Narottam, Srinivasa Acharya, Ramachandra Kaviraj, they sent invitations throughout Bengal and Orissa to all the Vaishnavas. And all these Vaishnavas came. They sent invitation to Janamata and Virabhadra at Khardaha, and they came with their hundreds of disciples, followers. They sent an invitation to Shyamananda Pandit. He came with his disciples, Rasikananda and others. They sent invitation to Achyutananda, Shantipur. Sent invitation to Sripati and Srinidhi, who are younger brothers of Srivas Thakur. They came. In this way, all the Vaishnavas from Bengal and Orissa, they came the day before Gaur Purnima. Narottam wanted to celebrate, install the deities on the day of Gaur Purnima. He wanted to celebrate Gaur Purnima festival and install the deities on the same day. So all these Vaishnavas with hundreds and hundreds of followers, they came to Kheturi. Now Santosh Datta was a cousin of Narottam and is a disciple of Narottam. He voluntarily took up the expenses for the festival. He made all arrangements. He made the accommodation for all the Vaishnavas. He arranged servants to take care of these Vaishnavas. He set up the stage, pandal, everything. He collected all the materials required for prasadam. And he collected all the gift items to give it to all these Vaishnavas. In this way, he was the prime mover behind this festival. And on the day before Gaur Purnima, there was a grand kirtan, Sankirtan. Narottama Das Thakur was a great kirtanier. And on the day of Gaur Purnima, Srinivasa Acharya was the main in charge of the Abhishekam for the deities and the installation of the deities. And Jana Mata took the personal responsibility to cook prasadam for the Lord. In this way, she prepared many varieties of vegetable preparation to the Lord. And she personally served to the devotees. And after that, Narottama Dasa Thakura engaged in a kirtan with so many mridangas, karthals, and it was a loud music kirtan. Thousands of devotees joined this kirtan and started singing and dancing. In this way, there was an ecstatic mood. And during this Sankirtan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Vakreshwar Pandit, Sarup Dhaman, all these associates, they personally appeared in the Sankirtan and started dancing with Srinivasa Acharya, with Narottama Das, and Shyamanda Pandit. All the people assembled there, they could see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their associates. After a while, they disappeared from the scene, and everybody were lamenting. They collapsed, and Sankirtana was stopped. After some time, they gathered some courage, and they continued Sankirtana, and Sankirtana went on till midnight. In this way, this Keturi festival was a grand success. And the Sankirtana spread throughout Bengal. So, in the meantime, Narottama Dasa Thakura was accepting disciples. So many great scholars, learned personalities came to Keturi to accept, to take initiation from Narottama Dasa Thakura. During this time, an incident happened. There was a Brahman in a neighboring town. He was a Shakta, meaning worshipper of goddess Durga. So he wanted to sacrifice, he used to sacrifice the goats, animals to goddess Durga. He had two grown-up sons. Their name was Hariram and Ramakrishna. He sent them to a neighboring town to gather some goats for sacrifice. Somehow when this Hariram and Ramakrishna were gathering these animals for sacrifice, at that time, Narottama Dasa Thakura and Ramachandra Kaviraj were present there. They knew what these two brothers were doing, so they started discussing among themselves between Narottama and Ramachandra Kaviraj how devotional service is superior to worship of Shakti, how animal sacrifice is sinful. In this way, they were discussing among themselves. And these two brothers, Hariram and Ramakrishna, heard all the discussions and they are transformed. And they fell at the feet of Narottama and Ramchandra Kaviraj and begged for shelter. Thus, Hariram and Ramakrishna started living with the Narottama Das, started studying scriptures and became their disciples. And then they started going out on Sankirtan from villages and villages. Their father was very angry with their sons. He sent a Shakta scholar to debate with the Narottama Dasa Thakura to defeat his argument. This Shakta scholar went to Narottama Das but he was defeated by Narottam, and he became a Vaishnava. In this way, they lost. These two brothers, Hariram and Ramakrishna, they were doing Sankirtana from villages and villages. And in one village, there was a highly learned scholar, Brahmana scholar. His name was Ganganarayan Chakravarti. He was very favorable to Narottama Das. When he saw these two brothers, Hariram and Ramakrishna, they were doing Sankirtan, he was amazed how these two brothers who were Shaktas now become Vaishnavas and singing and dancing. So he wanted to, this Ganganarayan Chakravarti wanted to take initiation from Narottama Das, but the situation was not allowing him. He was a top class Brahmana. Narottama Das was a local class Kayastha. How can a Brahmana take initiation from a Kayastha? But Narottama Das Thakur was coming in his dream and was calling him to come and take initiation. So Ganganarayan Chakravarti could not resist. He approached these two brothers, Hariram and Ramakrishna, and disclosed his desire. So they took him to Narottama Das Thakur, and he was initiated by Narottama Das Thakur. He became, Ganganarayan Chakravarti became the top disciple of Narottama Das. When Ganganarayan Chakravarti took initiation, the local Brahmins were outraged. They openly started criticizing Narottama Das. All these Brahmana Pandits, they went to a king called Narasimha. This King Narasimha was a very pious man. These Brahmana Pandits complained to him that Narottam is polluting Brahmana community. He is initiating Brahmanas. In this way, he is polluting. He is from a low-class Kayastha. So, you're a king, your duty is to protect the Brahmanas. In this way, they complained. So, the king said, okay, if that is the case, let's have a debate. All these Brahmana Pandits with Narottama Das. Whoever wins, I'll follow their way. So the Pandit, these Brahmana Pandits, they agreed, and they started going towards Keturi. And when Narottama Das students or disciple Ganganarayan Chakravarti came to know, he and Ramachandra Kaviraj, they hatched a plan. They set up a shop outside Keturi, a place called Kumarapura, which is on the way where these Brahmanas were coming to meet Narottam. So one of them was selling betel leaf, other one was selling earthen pots. When these group of Pandits approached Kumarapura near this shop, they noticed that these two shopkeepers were speaking in Sanskrit. So they engaged in a debate with these shopkeepers. And in that debate, these shopkeepers defeated these arguments of these Panditas, Brahmanas. So the king Narasimha, who was present there, he asked the identity of these shopkeepers. They said, we are the students of Narottama Das. So the king said to these Panditas, Brahmana Pandits, if you cannot defeat the students of Narottama Das, how are you going to defeat Narottama Das Thakur? So all the Panditas, they accepted their defeat. There was one Pandita, his name was Rupa Narayana. He was favorable to Narottama Das. And the next day, all these Panditas, along with King Narasimha, went to Keturi. They paid obeisances to Narottam and accepted their defeat. And the king Narasimha, he took initiation from Narottama Das. And this Rupa Narayana, that's one Pandita, he also took initiation. He became one of the top disciple of Narottama Das Thakur. When this king returned to his kingdom, his wife Rupamala, who was a pious lady, she also wanted to take initiation, and she also came to Keturi and took initiation from Narottama Das Thakur. In this way, Narottama Das Thakur was initiating, and his fame spread throughout Bengal. Now, these Narottam, Srinivas, and Ramchandra Kavira, they were intimate friends. And Narottam wrote many poems. He was a great Vaishnava saint, and he wrote many poems. In one of the poem, he glorifies his friendship with Srinivas Acharya and Ramachandra Kaviraj. He says, Daya karo Shri Acharya, Prabhu Srinivasa, Ramachandra Sangha Mange, Narottam Das. So Narottam Das saying that Srinivasa Acharya, please be merciful unto me, and I'm always hankering for the association of Ramachandra Kaviraj. In this way, they were very intimate friends. Narottama Das Thakur wrote many poems. One of the poems was glorifying Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada. So, Sri Rupa Manjari is the eternal identity of Sri Rupa Goswami. He was a Manjari, Sri Rupa Manjari. So he's glorifying Rupa Manjari. That Rupa Manjari is lotus feet of Rupa Manjari is my life and soul. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on his last day before departing to the Nitya Leela, he was very sick and he was lying on his bed, and he wanted to hear this song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. So you can see this song is very dear to the Vaishnavas. The other famous song is Jay Anilo Premadana Corona Prachur. In that song, Narottama Das Thakur is lamenting that he did not get the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their associates. Narottama Das Thakur has compiled a set of poems called Prarthana, which is very famous. One of the poems is the Guru Vandana. In all these ISKCON temples during Darshanarati, we sing this Guru Vandana, Shri Guru Charana Padma. This song was written glorifying his spiritual master Loknath Goswami, Lokanath Lokirajivan. In this way, his songs are very popular. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada has glorified, has spread these songs all over the world. In the due course of time, Ramachandra Kaviraj and Srinivasa Acharya left Vrindavan to visit Vrindavan. Narottama Das Thakur, after leaving Vrindavan, he never went back to Vrindavan. So after some time, he received a news that Srinivasa Acharya had left this world. And then sometime later, he received the news that Ramachandra Kaviraj also left this world. Narottama Das Thakur was heartbroken to hear this news. He used to lament. He used to go to a nearby forest and loudly cry for the separation from Ramachandra Kaviraj and Srinivasa Acharya. And when it is time to depart, Narottama Das Thakur, he called his intimate associates, Ganga Narayan and others. He went to the river Ganga And he told them that he is going to take bath, and then he requested them to massage his body. When Narottama Dasa entered into the Ganga, his body melted like a milk. There's a white, uh, like a milk. He disappeared to the amazement of all his disciples. So their disciples took a jug of that milk water and then made a samadhi for Narottama Das. In this way, he finished his pastime in this manifested world. Narottama Das was the greatest Vaishnava. He is glorified throughout. I'll stop here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna.